Hello everybody, my name is Dave, thanks for joining me, and today we're going to be talking about an update for September 2025. The weather's been so bad lately that I haven't been able to shoot much in the way of videos. So I've got a monthly update for September 2025. There has been some progress, but I've done very little video because the weather has been so bad lately. Now that spring is here, the weather is warmer. However, there is still a lot of rain. In fact, it rained twice yesterday and twice again today. In fact, it's rained about 4 times today, and once really, really heavy. That doesn't mean to say I haven't got anything done, so progress for the car. These paragraphs are a mixture of current, past problems, and most have been rectified, but one remains, as you will hear in a moment. Now the car is repaired, but there are still a few issues to work through as follows. So, on the last video, I think it was the last video, I started the car several times to test the brake boost. Wouldn't start after that, never started again after did the video. And the ops was reading 25.1 MPa. Now, I thought that's a bit strange, 25.1, what's going on there? So I disconnected the injector harness and it went to 27.9. That is what it goes to when there's an electrical fault. Obviously, I disconnected the harness, so I pushed it back together. Still 25.1. So I thought, I wonder if the ops is faulty. So I changed the ops. Got another ops, got another harness. Harness had a broken plug, but it was good enough for what I needed to do. So I plugged out the harness in. It's exactly the same, 25.1. So I swapped the ops, changed it to 12.7 or 12.4 or something like that. And I thought, that's a bit odd. So I got another ops. So I tried that one, and that was the same, 12.7. So that then told me, actually, after I'd changed the ops, because I knew there was no pressure in the oil rail, it couldn't be 12 MPa, it couldn't be 27 MPa, it couldn't be 25 MPa. It had to be a fault. It had to be an electrical fault. As it happened, I found 2 broken wires in the harness. So that's rectified now. That's all sorted. Come here, Bertie. Come here. There we are. There he is. So he's grown a touch. He's about twice the size as he used to be when he was a little pup. And yeah, he's busy doing his thing. He's busy wandering around the table and the chairs and doing his thing. His latest thing is he gets stones out of the garden, chews them, and then swaps them for a treat. Because my wife's got this thing that if you take something off him, you have to give him something. So we give him a treat. So now he started collecting the stones so he gets a treat. So he didn't always get a treat now. Where was I? So, I'm reading from the script again. Sorry about this, guys. So, after I got the engine going again and found the broken wires, we still had the issue of the broken vacuum line, which was stopping the brakes from working. Because what I'd done, I'd actually taken the car, once I got it running, I'd taken it for a test drive and I took it round the block. The brakes weren't marvellous. They weren't very good at all. So obviously a vacuum line had come off. And it turned out that the vacuum line that runs from the dipstick tube to I think it goes to the engine block, I'm not sure where it goes, was split. It wasn't only split, it was broken in half. So it turns out that the vacuum line had a big split in it. Okay? So that needed to be changed, that hose. So that comes directly from the vacuum line that goes around to the master cylinder. So it had to be changed. That was obviously the issue. So I changed that line, only it isn't that easy. I could touch the peg, and if you look on the latest video I've just done, I'll show you where the peg is. I could get my fingers onto the peg, but it would be damned if I could get 2 fingers down there to push down the hose onto the peg. Couldn't do it. So I had to remove 2 more hoses. Now, one of them turned out to be a coolant hose. The other one turned out to be a fuel return hose to the tank. Now, the fuel return hose had gone hard. It was the wrong type of rubber. It had gone hard, and I couldn't get it off. So I ended up having to cut it off. So I cut the hose off, cut the bits off the pipes, and got a new clear hose for it, so I could see if there's any air bubbles in there for future problems, if there is any. But in trying to get back on the fuel hose, I had a real problem with that. I took it to the right places, but I couldn't get, for some reason, I couldn't get it quite right. I can't remember the exact issue of it. Anyway, it's all back together now. Anyway, this is the only job that's now outstanding. So yesterday was Father's. Yesterday we found the broken wires for why the car wouldn't start, so we fixed those. And there was two other issues. One was the vacuum hoses were in the wrong places. So we've sorted most of them out, but when we took the car for a test drive, the four-wheel drive light was flashing. And it can't select four-wheel drive. So there's a vacuum hose missing, we think. And likely is it's probably broken and fallen off. So we're going to replace it. So all I've got to do now is I'm going to wait for a dry day so I can get out there, get underneath the car and get it looked at. It's for the shift on the fly system. So after we fix the non-starting issue, the four-wheel drive light would flash randomly. This appears to be missing a vacuum hose as far as we can tell. We found another hose T-junction and fixed the hoses there, one of which had snapped. Also, however, we think that there may be another T-junction and it is affecting the shift on the fly system. It is entirely possible that the shift on the fly hose may have departed in a gone missing fashion. Watch this space for updates. Also yesterday I tested the aircon. I started the aircon to see if it would work and just got this awful burnt rubber smell. I had an idea it might be the fan belt, but we'll see. So I turned our aircon off, and when we got back, parked the car up, started looking at the hoses. I took a quick look at the aircon fan belt, or drive belt, and noticed it was at a slight angle like this, and it wasn't turning, the pulley wasn't turning, so that was probably what the smell was. So when we took the pulley off, there was no spacer behind the pulley. Now, the pulley on the air conditioner belt has a spacer on it. It fits into the centre of the bearing, and the bolt goes through the centre of it. It was completely missing. Now, I don't know whether I've dropped that off, or whether it's come off, or whether I've never fitted it. But I had another two pulleys, but I could not find a spacer. We searched everywhere. Today I went back in the garage again because we couldn't find a spacer, and I thought there's got to be one here somewhere. And I found a spacer, so I fitted it, and it's all working perfect now. So here's a list of jobs that are awaiting rectification. The four-wheel drive selection system, shift on the fly. I want to change the gear oil and the differentials, the shift on the fly and the transfer case. Lubricate the drive shaft points on the drive shafts with the grease gun. And find a way to permanently mount the fuel transfer pump and cabling. That's my Bluetooth speaker, leave it alone. Oh, he's into everything. Steals your socks. Can't even put a pair of socks on and he's got them in his mouth. Trying to pull them out of your hands. He loves socks. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this update will fill you in as why there's not been too many videos. And there's one other thing. Now, apparently I was able to get some advertising going. But Google asked me for what was called a Dun & Bradstreet number. Well, I had no idea what a Dun & Bradstreet number was. Turns out it's some American thing. Anyway, I've managed to get one now, but now I can't get them to accept it because it's expired. And so I got Google involved, and they didn't know what was going on. So if they don't know what's going on, how the hell am I supposed to know? Anyway, that's where we're at with it. So thanks for watching. See you later. Bye now.